Hello all, thanks for tuning in. This is a different kind of video, but one that it's still kind of on theme for what this channel is about. And if I were to think about what this channel is about, obviously we love ghost stories. We love strange history. We love travel. It's all that kind of fun adventure stuff. But it's also about creativity, storytelling, the creative process, celebrating storytellers, and maybe hopefully inspiring you to be a storyteller as well. And of course, I always try to stay positive and inspirational and very much truth-based and dispelling hurtful, harmful to society, conspiracy theories, that kind of stuff. I hate that stuff. So we tend to have conversations sometimes that kind of touch on some of those topics. And I'm happy to say that I believe we do it in an apolitical sense. We don't get into politics at all because, we all have that stuff in our own life and are surrounding us. I want this channel to be a safe haven from all of that darkness. This is a video that other YouTube creators might be interested in because there's difficulty sometimes doing things on YouTube. And before I even get into it, I do want to just say and put it all out there. I'm not monetized. I would love to be monetized, but I just don't have the kind of numbers that it requires to start getting some income off of this. So for me, this is a passion project, something I enjoy. I really love interacting with other people with shared interests. And while I would love to make this my living, or at least a side hustle, I don't rely on making videos for YouTube as part of my income. That said, making videos on YouTube, there are these trigger words, maybe you would say, that if you say certain things, your video could get demonetized, which again doesn't affect me, but there could be an age gate put on it. And that means that you have to be over 18 years old and you have to have a YouTube account. So not just anybody could stumble across it. You have to be logged in on an account and be of the appropriate age. And these things are done very dumb. And by that, I mean that there's not any level of nuance to it. Just if that word is there, it's a age gated video. There's no, well, let's see the context of it. Let's understand it more. A handful of my videos have gone through that because I tell ghost stories and it gets dark and I'm not good at censoring myself. I have over 200 videos on this channel over the last many, many years. I don't swear. We don't show anything graphic, but the simple conversations are sometimes dark and YouTube deems them to be too dark for its platform. And hey, it's their platform. They get to make those rules. And it's up to me to play by those rules or not. I am going to re-upload some of those videos, except with censorship, which is a bummer. But hey, I respect it. Mostly respect it. I think in some instances, it would be more positive and helpful to have these conversations. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about something different. If you're watching my Positively Paranormal series, I have a little bit of fun with AI at the end of every episode. I'm enjoying it as part of that creative process because I don't have the artistic ability to create something from nothing, but I do know Photoshop, so I can use some AI to create some images and then go in and work with them on my own. So I'm still being creative, not just letting AI do everything. But what this is about is that YouTube has a terms of service, which of course we all agree to, and I actually back up quite strongly. I believe Google, which is really pushing its AI, even though it's not totally ready yet, it's integrating it into YouTube and it's starting to flag things. And it's not like when you get a copyright warning that say, hey, you've got some copyrighted material in here. You have the option now to go in and remove that, even without re-uploading it. You can do it right on the platform. Instead, now, some of these potential terms of service violations, well, I'll show it to you. So here is my YouTube homepage. Clicking here to go into the studio. And again, I'm not monetized, so there's nothing for me to hide. Right here, channel violation. And right to the side of it, important notifications, community guidelines warning. Your content, Fantastic Story Society podcast, Rick Alan Ross on how cults work and how to get out. Deprogramming, Nexium, Waco, and more was removed to a violation of our community guidelines. You have a warning. Take a training to remove the warning from your channel. So obviously I'll take that training. Whatever, I'll play ball. But that video is gone, which is unfortunate because it's an episode that I worked so hard on. I saw so many documentaries involving Rick Alan Ross. I read his book, which is a big book. It was fun. he's a great speaker. I watched The Vow seasons 1 and season 2, which he's a consultant on. I watched all of these things and read all of these things that he was involved with for me to be a good interviewer. And right here, channel violations. You see the scary red and yellow at the top there. Active community guidelines strike. It's only a warning though, so it's not a strike. But let's see if I click on this. Your content was removed due to a violation of community guidelines. You've received a warning. You can take a policy training, which will remove the warning after 90 days. So, wow, I guess I'm on probation for 90 days, even if I take this class. If it happens again, within 90 days of completing the policy, you'll get a strike. Strikes are huge because you only need, I don't know, is it 2? Is it 3 before you are just deleted from the platform? There's a lot of scary things about this, but this video is old. It's been up a long time. So YouTube, for whatever reason, just found it objectionable now. Well, what if they find something else that I've published a long time ago that they deem objectionable? Now it looks like I've done 2 things in the last 90 days. Does that go to a strike? I'm not sure about the answer to that. Hopefully it's smart enough, but I'm not confident that it is. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for a week. Here is the email I got as well. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our policy on harmful conspiracy theories. This is crazy, especially when I get into a little bit more detail on what it is. I cannot agree more with YouTube. It's important that YouTube is a safe place for all. Strong agree. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. It absolutely should. They should be able to do that. It's not a free speech claim because it's their platform. They can do whatever they want with it. If you go into any store, any other business and do something that the business owner finds objectionable, they can kick you out. It's the same thing here. I'm all for that. Fortunately, there is an appeal process. So we will be going through that appeal here. How your content violated the policy. Content that approves, glorifies, or incites acts of violence through harmful conspiracy theories, which have been linked to direct threats or violent acts, isn't allowed on YouTube, as it shouldn't be. I cannot get into specific detail on exactly what the conversation was or what part of it, because they do give you the time code. So you can see exactly what part of it they thought was objectionable. And again, without getting into detail, we're talking about the Branch Davidians, Waco, Texas, and what happened with the standoff with the FBI. Now, there are definitely conflicting claims from different people. However, at this point, it's pretty established how things went down. And I'm not going to get into the exact detail that YouTube found issue with, but this exact detail is written up in the Department of Justice's report. And I'm not even going to show you which part it is because that might be too much that it could trigger something. In addition to it being books and documentaries and all this, and it's very established fact at this point, it's part of the Department of Justice and what happened after their very exhaustive research report that went into what happened at Waco. So I think if I can cite the Department of Justice, we can say that it's not a conspiracy theory. Also, I do want to say that even if there are people out there that disagree with the Department of Justice's finding, at the end of the day, what this conversation overall was about, and the specific part as well, is really showing how dangerous cults can be. And this little fact that Rick brings up, if that were a conspiracy theory, that conspiracy theory would lead to people believing that cults are dangerous. That is actually a positive. It's just so wild to me that this has gotten to this point over one fact. I believe that it's Google's AI bots that are out there scouring the platform for all of the transcripts and just looking for keywords. And it's just so odd and interesting to me that it would jump to such a heightened issue, which is a channel violation that could lead in time and possibly quickly to an entire channel being deleted and removed. And again, I've seen some other creators that have woken up to find out that all of their videos have been demonetized overnight without any sort of warning. And these are people that they depend on this because they are making YouTube videos as their job, as their profession. So basically it's like waking up and finding out you just got fired and all this work you did that you already put your hours into are just gone. You're not going to get paid for it. And also I do have to say that while I'm not monetized on YouTube, this is still something that hurts because I'm trying to get monetized. I would love to hit that threshold to be able to start to make an income off of YouTube. However, you're pulling videos down, and this one actually was fairly successful, as far as my definition of successful. Lots of good comments, so many people posting such positive comments, people thanking Rick, Ellen, or Ross for having helped them or helped their family in life through a tough time. And overall, lots of thumbs ups, lots of views, lots of long extended views. So this is the type of video that performs well for me and helps me move forward. Removing the video is a big hit against my statistics that I'm trying to build up. So even though it doesn't financially hit me directly, it kind of does in the bigger picture. So let's take a look what to do to take action. Begin the review. Okay, so I've already listened to this, and obviously I'm not going to play it here because this was the thing that triggered YouTube. We will move forward, and we again see that community guideline promotes, glorifies, incites acts of violence. Take action. I want to be able to do both of these things. I'm happy to do the training. I'll play the game, and I don't mind it at all. Again, I'm going to agree with everything they're going to say, and it's probably not going to be much of a training at all. It's like, in driver's ed when they say, should you stop at a crosswalk for pedestrians or just blow through? Well, obviously you stop. So I think it's going to be very common sense. Oh boy, we'll review your content and let you know within 24 hours. That's impressive. I really appreciate that. If it didn't violate our policies, we'll put it back on YouTube and your warning will be removed. If it did violate, you'll have another chance to take the training. Okay, so we're going to go to the appeal first. What happened? Okay, I only have 800 characters to work with. Oh man, that's so short because I have a lot to say. So I've written my response and I'm going to hide it because some of it involves the stuff that got the trigger. But I'm still going to read you what I wrote as much as I can. So funny that leaving a comment is optional. Obviously, you'd want to explain yourself. So what I wrote was, the portion of my video that triggered this warning was, beep. So this is the bleeped out part, blah, 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 this fact, during the 1993 standoff between them, the Branch Davidians, and the FBI. According to a Department of Justice report, this found this to be fact after they conducted an exhaustive study, and then I leave the URL, which is on justice.gov, so it's an actual government website. I thought if I'm going to cite my source, you got to go as official as possible, and I don't think you can top that. The person I'm interviewing in this video / podcast is an authority on the subject and was on site and present through the duration of the standoff as well. This is not a conspiracy theory, and it actually works to disprove some anti-government conspiracy theories. I can bring this back up now. I applaud YouTube for taking actions against harmful conspiracy theories. However, this is not one. Thank you for your thoughtful consideration. I actually mean that. It sounds like a suck-up line, and it kind of is, but I really do mean it too. I'm happy that they're taking action against people using their multi-billion-dollar platform to spread bad information, misinformation, intentionally bad actors out there. I want that off the platform because this is where I want to play safely and connect with people who have not been radicalized. So here we go. Submitting appeal. We are reviewing. Thanks for your input. We'll send you an email when our review is done, generally within 72 hours. They said within 24. Come on. To check the status, go to your dashboard and select the channel violations card. Oh my gosh. I'm happy that I've never had a channel violations card before. Appeal submitted June 2, 2024. So let's just refresh this, see if anything changes on the page. I guess that's the channel violations card. Nothing has changed on here yet. Also, I just wanted to say that I worked in radio at the time period when Janet Jackson had her famous Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction incident for what was a stupid, silly thing. Inappropriate. I'll give you inappropriate. It changed everything for broadcasters like myself, because suddenly just everything got clamped down so hard to try to keep anything naughty from being broadcast on the airwaves, which again, I'm fine with that. I agree with that. But the penalty was so disproportionate to what would have been a simple, honest mistake. The show I was on was never something that pushed the envelope in that way at all. But we did have our dump button, our cough button to be able to take out time. And I bleeped, I think twice, maybe I had to bleep someone, which again is just a simple slip of the tongue, a mistake. And it's easy to I shouldn't say easy. You have to be quick, but you can catch it in the moment. But I can't remember what the penalty was, but I think it was something like $100,000 fined to the radio station. And I was on a small radio station in Kenosha that would have bankrupted the entire station. So it's just so disproportionate. that you felt confined, that you were afraid to do anything because if you made a little mistake, not only you, but everybody that works for the station is out of a job. That overcorrection was just so extreme. I feel some similarity here with especially letting AI be the one to go in and do the first round of confrontation, basically, with creators. That if I wasn't somebody that checked my YouTube frequently, you might not know about it in your 90-day window to take a training to then go into probation. That could pass without you paying attention. So the stakes are just way too high for AI to be doing this. And I don't know for a fact that that's what's happening, that AI is the one doing it, but it's so likely, in my opinion. Not long ago, very recently, again, as I'm recording this in June 2024, Google is rolling out all these new AI functionalities and having comedically bad results with them, which funny AI accidents are entertaining, but when it's impacting people on this level, not so funny anymore. We know technology is going to grow and get better. Actually, we hope technology will get better. I'm sure it will, because bigger people, bigger entities than myself are going to be impacted the same exact way, and they will make sure this stuff gets shut down right away. So I just wanted to share this journey. This video is not over. I'm going to stop it now, and I will pick it up later once I get more information from YouTube after the review in 24 to 72 hours. Okay, so here we are. It just took about a day, as it was initially saying, 24 to 72 hours. It was about 24 hours, and we got this email. Fortunately, it's good news. We have reviewed your appeal for the following. After taking another look, or probably a first look, we can confirm your content does not violate our community guidelines. Thanks for your patience while we reviewed the appeal. Our goal is to make sure content doesn't violate community guidelines so YouTube can be a safe place for all. And sometimes we make mistakes trying to get it right. We're sorry for any frustration our mistake may have caused you and appreciate you letting us know. Content is back up. So please, everybody, go check out Rick Allen Ross's wonderful interview with Max and I to learn all about how cults work and how to stay the hell clear of them, and maybe even to help somebody else get out of them once they get stuck in there. I'm so glad it played out the way it did. And I had no confidence that how things were going to resolve. Even though I knew I was in the right, you just don't know because we don't really have a voice. It's up to YouTube. And I'm guessing an actual human went in and saw this and saw, okay, yeah, clearly there's nothing wrong here. But if somebody was having a slightly different day, they may have just upheld it. And then I would have had to go through that training program. But then I would have been on a 90-day probationary period. And in those 90 days, I would have been afraid to publish anything. Just because what if something else got triggered incorrectly and it could have put my whole channel in jeopardy. So I would have been disincentivized to do anything, to just wait out the clock. I know YouTube is trying to do the right thing, but the chance of losing your channel over some sort of an accident, some sort of an error, the stakes are just way too high. And I love to talk about things that might be a little bit controversial because, you know, as you're seeing here, a conversation with an expert on cults and deprogramming. And I love to talk about things that are ultimately getting towards reality and truth, and things that are disproving conspiracy theories. So it's so ironic that something that I did flagged a conspiracy theory warning possible community guidelines strike. I'm so on the opposite side. I'm all about dismantling those types of things. But in doing so, maybe that's the type of thing that will trigger AI bots to see that I'm talking about this controversial thing, and let's just play it safe and flag this channel or flag this content. Which again, it ends up being a little bit counterproductive. So anyway, I'm happy to share going through this journey with you. And for me, it was very painless. It still led to moments of trepidation and fear, obviously, until things got resolved. If you found this video because you are going through something similar with YouTube, let me know what it was that happened and then what the result was after you've seen this video. Because here we are in 2024. I've done a number of videos that are about AI. Even though that's really not what this channel is about, but I find it fascinating because this channel is about telling stories. And I'm just really curious to see how this will evolve in time. Hopefully things get better But right now, I think there's a lot of technology out there that's not totally ready for prime time, if you will. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm going to get back to telling scary stories soon.